fair office. You want to introduce our other guest?
I got Jim Foss. I've been with Gordy for a few years now doing this, and this morning we've got Chuck Schwartz with us, and he is a longtime fair member also, but he's also our secretary of our fair now. So between the two of us, we're going to chat a little bit this morning with Gordy and see how this fair, Goodie County Fair, is going to work for the rest of the week.
Yeah, the weather forecast looks pretty good. There's some scattered rain showers in the forecast, but the key word is scattered, right, Chuck?
The key word is scattered. Let's hope they're very scattered, very short, small, and it only rains between about 11:30 p.m. and 5 a.m.
You know, Jerry and I came over yesterday, delivered the deck on the fairgrounds. There's some corn stands that don't look real good. Kenyon coming over here, but boy, over here in Jabroni, they got some really nice corn.
The crops look very good over in this area. We've been very fortunate this eastern side of the county, and we hope that holds up for the rest of the season, yeah.
You know what I love about your fair, Chuck, is you know who you are. I mean, you're rural fair, and you're proud of it.
Yeah, we haven't tried to be a big, huge fair, a big commercial fair. We have not tried to be one that's a huge entertainment fair. We recognize that it's a good community fair. We have a great 4-H program and 4-H show here. We try to do some things that feature local businesses, local people that are participating in some of the competitive events in the grandstand. It's a good county fair.
Yes, it is. Amazing to me is that your 4-H program is the third largest in the state, and you're 20th in population in Minnesota.
We've been strong in 4-H over the years, and you're right, third largest in terms of our traditional community club program, and that's been a real strength for us. We've had some good staff that have helped driven that, and we've been very proud of it.
And you embrace it here at the fair, too. In fact, you got a junior fair board. You may have been one of the first in the state to do that, right, Jim?
I think we were one of the first in the state that kind of organized a junior fair board. And probably what that does, if we go back and look at all the members in the county who've been on the junior fair board, a few of them got incorporated into our regular board of directors. And, I think our oldest junior fair board member now is pushing 70 years old. So that's how long the junior fair boards have been going on in Goodhue County. And not all fairs have them. And some fairs have tried it a little bit and can't get it to work. But we've used them to get those kids involved with the fair, involved with how it operates, involved with some of the work that has to go into it. And then eventually they're some of our staunchest supporters.
Well, the key there, Jim, is you let them be involved.
Well, you have to. You have to let them be involved. You do things. It may be painting. It may be fixing a door. It may be being a part of a junior superintendent program and some of the exhibits. We see them around this year, and I've done it for a couple of years now, is Thursday night for a tractor pull at the grandstand. The junior fair board will sell all the tickets. So they'll be in charge of the ticket sales that night. And we let them do it. We have a little adult supervision with them, but basically let them run the show.
I want to clarify something here. I don't think I said this on the air, but I think people are assuming that when I talk about a lawnmower derby that it's a demolition derby, and that's not the case. It's a lawnmower derby tonight, right? It's
a lawnmower demolition derby.
It is a demolition derby.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you've seen a 300-pound guy sitting on a lawnmower where they take the blades off, they take the cutters off, and then he sits on that lawnmower and he's banging into any other lawnmower that's on the track at the same time.
So side hits that would hurt your legs.
Well, yeah, that 300-pounder driving that little lawnmower is a pretty good-sized guy.
Okay. Well,
and this year they're going to have what they call power wheels, and power wheels is for the young kids, and they're battery operated. And those young 4-, 5-, 6-year-old kids are going to run those power wheels against each other out there. So it's a free show, it's a fun show, and it's nice entertainment.
Yep. We have to take a break at our opening market report. Courtesy of your KDHL Agri Boosters. We'll do that, and then we'll return and visit with Chuck and Jim about the Goodhue County Fair in Zumbrota, I believe, of the Fair Board here, Jim. And Chuck is with you. He's the secretary of the Fair Board. By the way, our shows this week are a service of the Security State Bank of Kenyon, where they say personal service. It's our style. Invite everybody to Rose Fest next weekend in their hometown of Kenyon. And Lyle Wendroth, State Farm Insurance Agent. He's got offices here in Zumbrota, also in Kenyon. He has a booth at the fair. He loves visiting with people. So make sure you come on out and visit with Lyle, right, Jim?
For a few years with a little booth, and the booths are people greeters. Is what you do. Is you make contacts with people, and eventually you'll come around, and hopefully it's good for your business. If it wasn't somewhat good for your business, you wouldn't keep coming back to the fair. And that's why we do this show. We hope it's good for the fair. We hope that some people will listen to it now during the week as we go along and catch up on something that we talked about. Hey, I might go see that.
Yep,
so
something
that's
will catch
kind of what
their
we're
ear.
going to do in this next few minutes, just talk about a few things. I'll let Gordy, you can cover the grandstand, Gordy, and brag about that. And then we'll cover some free shows on the fair and some of that.
Well,
this is unrehearsed, see, so I'm just going to give it to you now, see.
Oh, well, thank you. I think we can handle that. But Chuck can join me because nobody wants to hear me talk.
Sounds like Foz is taking this show over, doesn't it, Gordy?
It does. He's not just the producer. He's
you lost it.
producer, talent, and everything. But I'll let you join me on the grandstand. We talked about the lawnmower demo derby tonight. I thought it was, races, but it's actually a demo.
It is a demolition derby. It's a fun time, yeah. There's no question about it.
And it's free.
And it is free. I think we try to get people coming out to the fair tonight, see what's going on, make it a real easy, affordable evening for the family to bring the kids out, have some fun, and see what they want to come back for the rest of the week. So
these are local guys.
This is all local guys. It's the neighbors down the street that got no lawnmower. That's right. A lot of fun with it.
Any ladies in it?
Yeah, there have been. There have been some ladies.
All right, sounds like fun. And then, of course, they have this special Power Wheels contest for the kids. What were you saying, Jim?
They have the Power Wheel, and the ladies, you see ladies mowing lawn all over. So
well, of course.
Driving a demo derby.
Well, I'm not saying they can't.
Sure.
Driving demo derbies all the time, too.
We'll transition then to the bigger demolition derbies on Wednesday night. That's the first of two demolition derbies. Wednesday evening, that program will start at 6:30, and we try to get, that one's on 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock on Wednesday night, that we get that one going. It's a good show. We have several different classes, and you'll have an opportunity to have a nice show and spend some time later out in the grounds. Then on Thursday night, it's truck and tractor pull. Truck and tractor pull on Thursday night. That one starts at 6:30. We get going. Friday night is the big night that we're really working on this year. Again, we're bringing back the bull riding. We had a good show with bull riding last year, starting at 7 o'clock. There'll also be some barrel racing. We have kids that'll be doing some mutton busting, a few of those. And then following that, the Pure Sawyer Brown concert starting at 9 o'clock in the evening. So that's the one that's really drawing a lot of attention. We're getting a lot of calls and emails. How do I get tickets? What time? Where? Is there plenty of parking? And all such things. So people are looking forward to Sawyer Brown on Friday night.
Now, you were telling me, Chuck, before we hit the airwaves, that out in Redwood Falls, the best show they've ever had at their fair was Sawyer Brown.
That's what we were told the other day, that they had Sawyer Brown out there this week, and it was the biggest Friday night they had ever seen at their fair. So we hope we can see the same kind of thing. It sounds like weather may be cooperative. We've got lots of room out there. There's going to be some seating. There'll be lots of room down on the ground for dancing and sitting around, and a good family program. There are a couple sets of tickets. You can get tickets for just the concert. You can get tickets for just the bull riding, or you can get a combination ticket. And if you buy your ticket for the concert in advance, which is discounted, you can also get a discount on the bull riding here at the grounds. And they're available here in the fair office during the course of the week. So if people are interested in getting an advance ticket for the Sawyer Brown concert, stop here in the office for a couple days yet this week to be available around the county, a couple of the convenience stores, Quick Trips, the Ford dealership here in town. So we'll have those around.
Yeah. It's $25 in advance, $35 the day of the concert.
That is it. So there's a nice advantage to getting a ticket in advance. But you get a discount on the bull riding if you want to come. Those bull riding tickets are only going to be sold at grounds. To show your concert ticket, get the discount on the bull riding.
Oh, okay. It's an extra $10, right?
Yeah.
For the bull riding.
Good deal. And then Saturday night is the big demolition derby. One of the features on that one, people love to see the big old Imperials going, and there is a class of the big old Imperials that just run forever and a day. But that's a big show Saturday night. And that Saturday program does start earlier. It starts at 6 o'clock p.m. The thing to remember is that we also have a number of free features and adventures going on Sunday afternoon. The carnival will be operating our featured free activity, which we call Animal Talks. It's an exotic animal show is going on this year. They will be open Sunday as well. That's open actually Thursday through Sunday. It's a great display. They'll have about 15 different exotic animals. They've got a great assortment of wallabies and kangaroos and dingoes and llamas and camels and various birds and big old tortoises. Had some alligators, that one recent one. It's a nice display, very well put together, where I've seen at another fair that a lot of people coming through. And that is here Thursday through Sunday. They'll be opening somewhere close to noon and till 9 o'clock p.m., and that is free of charge. Also on Sunday, we've got a big junior horse show going. That is free of charge. There is no charge at the gate Sunday. It's a wide-open, free day with some fun activities for the family.
Yeah. This gentleman who does this animal talks is a professor at the U, right?
Not anymore. Christian Lilienthal is the owner of it. He was an extension educator over in Nicollet County for a couple of years. He had developed an interest in exotic animals when he was in Australia for a time, a few years ago, and he started collecting them when he got home. So they've got quite a collection of exotic animals over in that Nicollet County area that he put together this particular show. He's got here about 5,000 square feet of display area, so you can tell it's a large exhibit. He also does programs for schools, libraries, and so forth. So it's a fantastic opportunity. They do a nice job visiting with the audience as they come through, letting them interact with some of the animals. I think people are going to love it. They were drawing big crowds at the Washington County Fair the other night. I would hope we do the same thing here. So just kind of remember, he's got a couple of days of setup because there's a lot of stuff to set up with all the pens and displays. You'll get a chance to see what it's going to look like, get some preview and sorts for a couple of days. Thursday afternoon, it will be open.
You think Jim will be able to visit with this guy during our Minnesota?
We'll make our first contact with him sometime either today or tomorrow, and so we'll start visiting hopefully with him either Wednesday or Thursday morning, and see if we can get him going in the morning and go for a visit with him. One other event that I've always been interested in is history, and we have an old schoolhouse on the fairgrounds that come from out in Belvedere. And the County Historical Society is kind of doing most of the work on that. And then this year is a guy by the name of Doug Ullman, who's coming in and doing special programs. And I'll just list a couple of them here. One of them is old tractors in the schoolhouse, and another one is icons on the farm, and that's silos and windmills. And, we see silos, and now we see windmills and all kinds of destruction. There's probably hardly a wheel left on the top, but the frame is standing. And this is how we got our water when I was growing up. And then he's got another one, I think, on Sunday, two of them on Sunday. He's got barns in Minnesota, which is various barns all over the state of Minnesota that he's taken pictures of and talks about. And then he talks about old grain elevators. And here in Goodhue County, we're a very large corn and soybean farming, so grain elevators were a part of our bringing up. But it wasn't for corn and soybeans. It was for wheat, what they started with. So this is some things that are free. We've got a clown, Miss Jazzy, coming in. We've got Phil Olson coming in, blowing up balloons. Hey, daycare day is tomorrow. And I know you always enjoy daycare day with the little kids.
Yeah.
So we go and visit catch a few of them as they're walking around the grounds. And I don't know how many they've got registered, but before we've had between 200 and 250 little kids come around here for 3-4 hours in the morning.
It sounds like fun. Is the schoolhouse is going to have a contest to see if you are smarter than a 1940s 8th grade.
I didn't want to enter that. Are you going to challenge me?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't graduate. But.
Probably not. But, this is why it's a county fair, and why we do things that interest people within our county. And hopefully they'll learn a little bit of what the county was like before and what it's like now, and who knows what county fairs will be like 20 years down the road.
Well, you've been to a lot of fairs, and obviously you were on the state fair board for
I was on the state fair board for 12 years and worked for that up there. Quite an experience. Totally enjoyed it. And that's absolutely different than a county fair. A county fair is volunteers, pretty much. State fair is volunteers, yes, too. but they end up with 75 people up there that work year-round on salary, so they have a pretty high labor bill. But that's the way you have to operate the state fair. And everything is bigger, everything is grosser. Chuck is the beef superintendent for the open class up at the state fair, so he's still involved with it. I'm not involved with it other than I go and visit and just go back to a couple little meetings. But Liz and I put in our 50 years up there and had a good time at it. But I'm still here at the county fair.
Of course, it's your roots, Jim.
Well, I guess so. The first time I came about 1949, this is a story.
Yeah.
You got time?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the story. I came to the county fair as a 9 and 10-year-old 4-H member. I had a pig and I had a pony. The pony was my trigger, a Shetland pony, and that pony was bought at the county fair a couple of years before that from a guy by the name of Baldwin Ruppy here in Zumbrota. So that year I came to the county fair, and Dad loaded me up in a 1935 Ford truck with a pony and a pig and took me down, and he dropped me off, and he said, Dick Kuno, he said, I've got another kid for you. He said that you're going to have to take care of for 4 days, because I can't come back every morning and every night and bring Jim back and forth. So we did. We brought along a little couple blankets. We walked uptown in the evening when we went to bed, and we stayed above the mortuary. We slept above the caskets for those 4 days of the county fair. I don't think anybody ever moved in any one of those caskets.
I hope not.
I hope not, too. And we were 9 and 10 and 11-year-old kids. So we stayed at the county fair, and it was my first time staying off the farm.
Oh, wow. Interesting story. We're going to visit more with these gentlemen, but right now we're going to hear from our great sponsors who are making our shows possible this week. Lyle Wendroff, State Farm Insurance Agent, with offices in Kenyon and Zumbrota, and the Security State Bank of Kenyon. We are at the Goodhue County Fair in Zumbrota. We're in the fair office. We're visiting with Jim Foss and with Chuck Schwarthoff. And Chuck, you probably have a story like Jim's about how, your first year at the Goodhue County Fair.
Well, maybe not quite as good as Jim's, but yeah, it was. I started here as a 9-year-old 4-H'er. After a year or two, I think my dad was elected to the fair board, and so while we didn't have junior fair board members quite at that time, I spent a lot of time here at the fair with my dad. He'll be working out here during the course of the summer, and of course during the fair week, Dad was here a lot. We got the milking done, and it was back out to the fair pretty much the whole week. So I did grow up in the fair. My kids grew up in the fair. I remember one time my son, when he was about 4, got out here one evening. My wife would pack up a supper, and we'd have a picnic supper with the kids. But the only time we get to see each other during fair week. And Craig didn't want to come out that one night. He'd rather stay home and play toys. He was tired of the fair, but he grew up into it. He was a junior fair board member. All of our kids were. Now my grandchildren are at it. And my dad and my aunt were 4-H members over in Featherstone Township. So, there's a 4th generation that's coming through right now, and all growing through the fair and enjoying it very much.
Neat. There's a carnival ride special tonight. All rides are $1.50 from 6 until 10 this evening.
Yeah, it's a deal for tonight. Again, it's to encourage families to come out. Of course, there's been advance ticket sales available around the county the last few weeks, and so those tickets can be used as well. But tonight, everything is $1.50. Of course, otherwise, some of these big rides are more expensive. So it's a chance for people to bring out the families. The parents can ride with the kids. A lot of times they won't do that, but for $1.50, they'll ride with the kids in some of those rides, perhaps have some fun, and we'll be able to get them out. Pointing out also that every afternoon there's a wristband deal, so that the kids can buy a wristband ride all they want all afternoon from 1 to 6 p.m., $18 on those wristbands. Buy those right here at the fairground.
Yep, that's Wednesday through Sunday, and that's less than a year ago. It was $20 last year.
Yeah, it is. That's actually a deal. We managed to bring that down just a little bit. We wanted to encourage people to come out. So, that is a better deal even than it was last year, right?
You don't find that every day of the week.
No, and we've got Miriam shows on the grounds. This is only the 2nd year, I guess. The 3rd year Dale has been with us, but he has a long reputation here in the area. This show has played over at the Cheese Fest for many, many, many years. They played at some of the other fairs in this area. Again, even that's kind of a family show. Dale grew up in the carnival business. His children are in it now, and they put together a pretty nice show out here. And again, we don't try to be a big, huge carnival fair. We just don't have that kind of audience that looks for the big, exciting rides at this county fair, but we want to have some activities that they can have a little bit of fun with.
Yeah, you don't have the room either.
And we don't have the room either.
You're right, Carnival. You're right. But you got the rides that you say that everybody likes to see. Now, in the beer garden, you've got some entertainment coming up. Dave Carpenter and Friends will be on Friday. Ray Sands will also be on Friday. JT and the Gunslingers on Saturday. Fire at the Falls, too.
Yep. Saturday is Fire at the Falls. Ray Sands is here from Friday on 4 till about 6:30 or so. Carpenter's been with us for a number of years. Gunslingers are another one. And at some of these events at the beer garden or the entertainment tent in the area, we're going to give out Century Farms. There's we normally have 3 or 4 Century Farms in Goodie County every year. That's 100 years of ownership in a family. And we're also starting to get a number of farms that have been in the family for 150 years now, which means they were probably here not too long after the county was settled. At one of these events, we'll give out a couple of awards, one to a man and one to a lady, which we call our senior citizens and the volunteer award. And I'll tell you a little more about that later on in the week of who's involved. But at this point, I don't think either person knows who's involved, so we're not going to say anything about
that. Okay. Today, again, is entry day at the Goodhue County Fair. People are bringing their entries. And, Chuck, I wanted to touch on, too, remember a year ago, because of some problems, there were no poultry at the fair, but there are this year.
Yes, right. The state has been cleared, so there are poultry exhibits at the fair this year. And several of the fairs around the region have shown some real good, solid poultry exhibits. We'll expect the same here. So the poultry are back in the 4-H division. I might also mention the change in the open class division this year. It used to be whenever you showed up with an exhibit, there was a 25-cent entry fee on each exhibit you brought in. We changed that this year. It's $1 per person, enter all you want. And when we look at the advanced entries, I've got a couple people there that 25, 30, 35 entries are showing up. But that's all right. They probably brought them before, too. But we're trying to encourage people to get here, make it simple, bring their exhibits in for the open class exhibits. And those exhibits, except for the quilts, which came in last night, most of them come in today. We'll be taking entries out here between the primary buildings, and then they will head into their divisions. So open class entries are coming in today. We like to see them here by 6 o'clock.
Speaking of quilts, you guys are auctioning off one, right?
We have one that we are doing a silent auction on. The last couple of years, one of our competitive classes has been just a quilt square with a theme related to the county. Those squares have all been put together in one quilt. That quilt is going to be auctioned off this year in a silent auction, and the proceeds are going to the area food shelves. So be looking for that particular quilt. Put in your bid and make a contribution to the Goodhue County food shelves. And a couple of nights, we've got bicycles that are given away for the kids. That's right.
Just Thursday and Saturday.
Thursday and Saturday nights at the 6 o'clock program that we'll be doing. There will be drawings for them. So make sure when the kids come in, they find those and get registered for them.
They have to be here, too.
Got to be on the ground. You're right. So come for the evening, spend some time, or come later in the afternoon, perhaps. You've got to stay around a while and make that one of your closing things on the afternoon if you can't stay for the evening.
They might get a new bike and helmet.
What a deal. Yeah, that's right.
Didn't have that when I was a kid.
Didn't have the helmet anyway. We didn't have helmets. Didn't have a new bike either, probably.
And daycare day is tomorrow. Family day is Thursday. Senior Citizens Day is Friday. It's Kids Day on Saturday. I've never understood that because it's Kids Day every day at the fair. But lots of things going on at the Goodie County Fair.
Well, yeah, if there's enough things going on so that you can come one day or buy a season ticket for $10 instead of $3 for each time you come in, and enjoy something different every day of the fair. The judging will go on starting this evening in the 4-H program, and we have no open class livestock. We have no room for them. We're full of 4-H livestock, so that's how we eliminate any open class livestock. It's all 4-H. But there's something going on different. They'll start judging with the poultry this evening, and from then until Friday afternoon, they'll be judging 4-H livestock all the time.
Yep.
And then Saturday is our auction on Saturday morning. So we'll be visiting with you over the radio here tomorrow morning, Thursday, Friday, and then I think we're having some broadcasts coming from the auction on Saturday.
Yep, Jerry will be over
we
for that.
We appreciate KDHL coming over and be a part of our fair. We much enjoy it.
We will be at the Pork Producers Building from 7 until 9 in the morning. Tomorrow through Saturday, I'll be there tomorrow and Thursday. Jerry will be there Friday and Saturday. And they got a couple of new menu items that we'll be talking about.
Yes, I think you've got to have a fair with something on a stick. And I think one of their new items is on a stick.
Yeah, it's a kebab. Yeah. So we'll talk about that tomorrow when we're at the Pork Producers Building from 7 until 9 in the morning. Also touch on some of the 4-H shows, I'm sure, as well as the week goes on. For example, Jim mentioned there's a 4-H sheep show tomorrow morning in the show arena at 8 o'clock, and the Goodhue County Commissioners have their meeting on Thursday at 10 in the morning in the entertainment tent. Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Look forward to coming back tomorrow.
Thanks, Gordy. We'll see you in the morning at 9:30.
It'll be a lot of fun. That's right. Again, our show today and throughout the remainder of the week is a service of Lyle Wendroth, State Farm Insurance Agent with offices in Zumbrota and Kenyon. He'll be here at the fair. He wants to meet a lot of people, so we'll see him at his booth here at the fair. And the Security State Bank of Kenyon, where they say personal service, it's our style. From the fair, this is Gordy Kosfeld. Hope to see you here in Zumbrota this week.
KDHL Faribault, let's join ABC News, already in progress.
Water slide where a 10-year-old boy died over the weekend.